Here it is. I think this is the game. Let's see here. It's Radiant. And, Ally picks Mirana. Yeah, I think this is it. Mirana's lots of fun. But people don't play her enough in Dota 2. They can't seem to appreciate her unique qualities. Anyway. Who else is getting picked? Troll Warlord. Arc Warden. Oh, this was a really bad Arc Warden, wasn't it? I think I remember now. Yeah. This game's kind of a stomp, because he wasn't good. Check this out, the Slark. This is my hero that I picked. Get kind of a standard item build there to start with. Round out the slots, 6 strength, 6 agility, 3 intelligence, and some healing. Go to the suicide lane that no one else wants. This is at double speed. Vengeful Spirit is there. This one right here. And then Arc Warden shows up. See, Vengeful has boots. Which are probably not very good. But it doesn't really matter because there's 2 of them and only 1 of me, right? Anyway. I just decided to play it cool. While that middle, got Shadow Demon, and these guys. Anyway, I can tell you right now, this isn't going to be a very exciting game, I suppose. But you do get to see Arc Warden, and he plants these funky bombs that you can see, but you can't do anything about it. So you just kind of avoid them. But Slardar would get hit by them anyway, possibly because it's his first time playing against them. There's one over there, he probably gets hit by it. There's one over there, he probably gets hit by that one too. Yep, there it goes, he gets hit by that one first. She's less than half health. So he's gonna eat a tree. It's Arc Warden, you can cast those pretty far away. It's pretty crazy. So eventually tries to kill me. I'm like, oh, I'm getting away from all that. And one of those bombs hit a creep. Oh, there's another one over here. Let's see if it hits Slardar or not. Well, he's level 3 now. I'm level 3. Vengeful's level 3. Arc Warden's level 3. Yay! So we're just kind of waiting for their push to come. She's got this aura that's making all the units do more damage. See, plus 5 the siege unit, plus 3 the range unit, plus 3 the melee unit. And she's plus 6, and he's plus 15. Like, what the heck? That's a lot of damage, right? Yeah. Not sure why. It's not like his agility is very high. But anyway, and so they're taking down this tower because they destroyed Slardar with those bombs. Now I'm hurt too. So I'm like, oh, I'm getting out of here. I was staring at the strange bonus damage that he had instead of focusing on Slardar dying. But when I was playing, I noticed that he was going to die, and I was like, well, but there isn't anything I can do about it. I mean, once the trap is set, if anybody goes into it, it just goes off. There's not anything you can do about it other than not be the one to get hit by it yourself, you know? Even if you kill him, I think the trap still is alive, but if you give it some time, then it does die off. But that's not the overpowered ability that this guy has. His overpowered ability is the one that protects heroes and structures from physical damage. Kind of reminds me of Darksworn from StarCraft, but it's a lot more powerful than that. So he stuns the guy, which is great, so I'm able to latch onto him easy peasy. And Vengeful's attacking him, so he's like, oh no, I'm gonna run away, or I'm gonna die, and he might die anyway. Anyway, Mirana finishes him off instead of me, which is fine. And then I'm going after this one, and I'm actually lagging a lot, but I'm like, oh, okay, well, I could still probably get her, and I get her. Then down here, Troll Warlord, Witch Doctor, and Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon's higher level than them, so he thinks he's gonna pwn their faces off, right? But Witch Doctor gets away. Then there's Rubik. I actually modified some of their hero models like Rubik's. He doesn't normally look like that in Warcraft 3, but you can mod the files relatively simply. As well as this ranged unit's modded too, so it looks different as well. I think it's considerably more hideous, but maybe you have a different opinion, I don't know. I actually had Slark modded at one point, but then I decided, nah, I'd rather have this modded the other way. I like it this normal, standard way, just because when the opponent has it, it's easier for me to see it, because then he has that color of red. Right now it's blue. Which it turns, well, it won't change any color, I suppose, will it? Because I'm the blue player. But you can see these other heroes well. See, now Vengeful Spirit is like a greenish color or something, instead of red. And these guys are actually super green. Now they're red, see? That's ally color mode, what we're in right now. The enemies are red. Allies are this green color. And then you are blue. It's not exactly my choice of what ally color mode would be, but it's what I prefer to use. In Dota 2, I don't really need ally color mode because the enemies are X's, so they don't have to be big red dots. So that's really handy, I like that. If creeps were more important than just guys that just charge the lanes, then I'd be more concerned about them, you know? Like if they're player-controlled armies, then I would care more about allied color, but they aren't, so it doesn't matter. Pretty fancy new graphics with some of these new hero spells. And I know this isn't all that exciting of a game, but I'll get some better ones up. This is mostly just a test with the fraps to make sure it's working. Now, see, normally I wouldn't get a magic wand on an invisibility hero, and maybe it wasn't a great choice in this particular game, I don't know. But on Stark it's pretty good because it's not going to break your invisibility. You can cast spells, items, and attack while you're using your ultimate to make you invisible for 5.5 seconds. Just keep that in mind, you know, it might not be like the bomb on Ricky or Bounty Hunter, because it's going to break their invisibility, but it's not going to break Slark's. And the crazy thing about that new hero is the clone is like, it's like 100% clone of the original. It does like the same damage, and it also casts its spells, but it's only one. In my map that I was making, I have this one hero. I don't know if it's balanced or not, probably not. But I have a long way to go to actually even finish the map. I have to make items and stuff, but the point is one of the heroes has that exact same feature, except you can't control the hero. So it's actually, no, it's quite a bit different. But it's still kind of the same thing, and that is like it's copy, and it can cast spells. But in mine, it's actually uncontrolled. So it's more like the Saga Frontier's Shadow Servant, or like the Street Fighter thing, Street Fighter Alpha or 3 or whatever it was called. But anyways, there's a lot of back and forth action, mostly just forth, I guess. Let's see. Void's 2-1, so he's not doing so bad. Shadow Demon is actually 3-4, so I mean it could be worse for him. Or I mean, no, Shadow Demon 2-3. Sorry, Arc Warden's 3-4. But then these other guys are 0-2. Ruby and Vengeful Spirit should be doing way better than that. As Vengeful Spirit, he's a good hero. But like I said, I wasn't a very good hero even by the item choice.
Our allies' town needs help.
Now good this I got the Saints because I know I need more health. I died at some point. Whenever you die, you gotta figure you're going to need more health. General rule of thumb. So you just want to go around and make kills wherever you can, especially when they're squishy like that. You just act like you're Night Stalker and just roam the map and kill anyone you can, because when you're dealing with a bunch of squishy heroes, you don't want them to afford health items. And just keep killing them, taking away their gold. Every time you destroy a hero, they lose gold and you gain gold. Just keep that in mind whenever you're dealing with them. Because when you're Slark, actually, your favorite enemies are strength heroes, not squishy casters. But you do have an advantage against squishy casters early, so use that advantage wisely. Late game, they can and will defeat you, so you gotta make sure you keep them down and weak. Now if they're a strength hero, it takes you longer to destroy them, but while you're doing that, your agility will go up. Like right now, it's just, it's not even as high as your strength, even when you're attacking people. Because they're just squishy and they just die almost right away. But when they're strength heroes and it takes longer to destroy them, it makes you so much stronger. Your damage just goes up so high. Like if you're against people like Omni Knight who make themselves like invulnerable to physical damage, or Lord of Avernus who takes all the damage dealt to him and turns it into healing for himself. Heroes like that take a long time to destroy. Each attack that Slark does on him is going to just make him stronger. See, it went down from 39 to 33. Because it was only 39 because he was attacking somebody. It got boosted up. By, what, 2 attacks? 3 per attack, right? So, yeah, a lot of his damage early is just using his abilities. Now, if you actually are getting a lot of regular attacks and they're not caster heroes, sure to level up your Essence Shift first, otherwise there's no point in leveling it up to max it when your other spells get stronger when you level them up, because you want to take down those casters. That's exactly what they had. They had a 1, 2, 3 intelligence hero and 1 agility hero. And then another agility hero, but this one was actually doing pretty good, whereas that one wasn't. Anyway, no strength heroes, so it wasn't much point in leveling up Essence Shift. Not to say that you shouldn't, you know, by the time you get to level 14, but I mean there might be some times where you want some extra strength. Like if I'd level up attribute bonus, maybe I wouldn't have ever died this game. I was, what, 8-1? I could have been 9-0 or 10-0 by this point or something, you know? So there's definitely options for leveling up your skills on your heroes, that's for sure. I really didn't need any more than level 1 mess and shift in this game. So that's pretty much all I needed. But I didn't know it'd be such a stomp. I figured they'd buy some health, and I don't think they ever did. So you have to turn off Fog of War so you can actually click on them. Yeah, this guy, he didn't buy any health. No plus strength. This provides health regen and damage, mana regen. Doesn't provide any health. What do these other guys have? He's got plus 3 strength from his Ring of Aquila. Yay! Nothing else provides strength. He could have his power charge strength, but he doesn't. This could be like a belt of giant strength, but it's not. And this could be like an ogre axe maybe, but it's not. What is somebody else? What do they have? This guy, he left the game. He doesn't have anything. He gave up. This guy, he's got no plus strength. He's got boots of travels. That could be like half a bloodstone. And he's dead, so I can't figure out what his other items are. But yeah, I mean, I think a couple of them were Robe of Magi, which I'm not sure why you would want 2 of them. Maybe you forgot that Veil only requires 1 now. Used your card too. But anyways, yeah, really bad item choices. Now, see, spend another 1,000 gold on energy booster, and that could have been like an ogre axe or something. Once again, they're just still squishy and they're still dying. This is what happens when you're playing against people that are bad. It's not because oh, you had an advantage over them and Dota's imbalanced or anything. It's just because those guys sucked. They don't think. Like when I started dying, I bought some strength, right? So I got myself a Sage, and now I have a Sage, and you know, shit, I'm not dying anymore. I gotta create even faster. I'm doing fine. I took care of my business. You know, these guys weren't doing that. They weren't like, oh, I'm gonna die and I need more health. They weren't thinking that at all. But I was. And that's kind of what this game's all about. You gotta adapt. It's a multiplayer game, so you have allies and opponents, and it's kind of fun responding to each other, what the other one's doing. But this isn't much of a game anymore, so I'm gonna stop it here, since there's not even 10 people.